I am super excited to be here. My name is Rachelle, pilot, founder of iHart Flying Foundation. And yeah, so just like he had mentioned, so I started flying. August will be my 10-year anniversary. Never thought I'd be a pilot, and now I can't obviously imagine myself not being one. And through the years, I've grown such a passion for not only aviation, but falling in love with the aviation community. And I mean, whether you have $0 or $1 zillion, the amazing thing about aviation is that we all come together with a common passion. And so like I said, I never thought I'd be a pilot. And about 10 years ago, a flight instructor randomly reached out to me on Facebook and said, "Hey, come for a free flight." And so I said, "Okay, how about tomorrow morning?" And I've been flying ever since. So it's interesting how, you know, growing up, if somebody were to ask you, "Hey, what do you want to be?" You know, you could rattle off at least a few different things. And, aviation or being a pilot was never one of them for me. And for whatever reason, I can get in anything and fly it. And had that opportunity not presented itself, I would never have known. And at that time, there was a school at Van Nuys called Van Nuys Flight Center, and they had actually offered me a scholarship to do my whole private pilot's license for free. And so they gave me the gift of flight, and it literally changed my life forever. And about 4 years ago, it became real apparent to me the need and demand for opportunities of, now what I'm offering through iHart Flying Foundation to not just women, but women of all ages. And, there's many things that sets iHart Flying apart from other foundations. And it's pretty much how we come together as a team. We're breaking down silos, building one another up, and really trying to motivate, empower, and inspire others to pursue their passion in aviation. And it's not the Rachelle show, it's not the iHart Flying show. This is a team effort. I mean, we need almost 700,000 new pilots within the next 2 decades. So what do we need to do to achieve that? We need awareness. And by coming together and sharing our networks, that just, again, builds that awareness and gets people more excited about opportunities like this. And so iHart Flying was born about 2.5 years ago, and didn't know anything about nonprofits at the time. And I was at actually AirVenture. And unfortunately, we don't have this year. And I know a lot of people are super bummed, including myself, about it. And EAA had asked to meet with me, and they were really excited about what I wanted to do, and they wanted to partner with me. So I came home, put together my nonprofit, built the websites, got all the social media going, and within 1 month and 15 days, got my federal determination letter and launched my first scholarship opportunity. And we've been just growing ever since. And currently we have a dual scholarship opportunity going on, over $10,000. We're offering to 2 lucky female pilots. We're offering one $5,000 scholarship towards a private pilot's license, and a second opportunity of $5,000.
Whenever you want, there's no rush.
Sorry. Uh-oh, hold on. We had a little technical glitch there. Okay, you're back. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Hey, sorry, we had a little technical glitch there. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. So we're offering 2 opportunities, one $5,000 scholarship towards a private pilot's license, and a second opportunity of $5,000 for an advanced rating. And some of our partners that are involved are also offering some pretty awesome goodies. Bose Aviation is offering 2 brand new Bose A20 headsets to both of the recipients. King's School is offering 2 $500 iHart Flying bundle packs. So each recipient will be able to choose from a list of different options worth $500 each. Jessica Ambat, Space Turn, Flight Docs, Boeing is offering one of their goodie packs, Titan Fuels, which is through Shell Aviation, so, and many more. So it's been real, I mean, this is exciting, and that's why we actually are doing this right now, because of what's going on in aviation. And I know a lot of people are super bummed because they can't be flying right now, and because of the, you know, coronavirus. And we actually had to push back our opportunity because, as we're all aware, most of our aviation events have either been postponed or just completely canceled. So that's why we said, okay, you know what? People can still be doing other things right now other than just flying. And it's so important, especially if you want to stay current or, you know, increase your ground or on, I mean, there's so many ground courses and knowledge courses that you can take to sharpen your skills right now, whether it's through King's School or Shepherd Air. I mean, there's so many out there sporties that you can be doing right now to make yourself a better and safer pilot when you do get an opportunity to get back in the air. And that's why we felt by launching the scholarship right now is, I think everybody needs a little pick-me-up. We need that extra motivation and inspiration right now. And obviously the financial assistance, I mean, now more than ever, not only just financially, but we need each other right now. We need that support. And hey, how are you? Do you need anything? Just that human contact, because since we can't really be, you know, face to face, I mean, what are some other things we can do to help inspire people to stay on their path and not get discouraged?
So Rachelle, I'd like to ask the first question, which is, what is the percentage of women pilots in aviation right now in the United States? Do you have that information?
So worldwide, I know women still occupy less than 6% of the pilot population. And then when we start, you know, say for instance, getting into either rotorcraft, or we talk about aircraft maintenance, or then we start getting into even more of diversity insofar as, you know, race, it's even worse. It's even lower than that 6% number. So that's why it's so important, because it's not about just encouraging and getting women involved. We need just as many men to jump on board to help us continue to grow. And I can't believe just the, I guess, outpouring of a positive support that I have had with men. So many jumping on board that have daughters that want to see them succeed, whether it's in aviation or another, you know, male dominated profession. And, you know, what's really interesting about aviation as a whole is it's not just a male dominated profession. What I've, you know, personally witnessed is it's the old boys club where, you know, women didn't belong. And, you know, there still are several organizations that are, you know, very adamant about, you know, not letting women in their clubs, if you will. So it's interesting because, you know, we all have our stories. We all have our journeys of different things that, you know, we've gone through to get to where we are.
So Joanna is asking the first question here. Are you a commercial pilot, and how does aviation interact with your, quote, day job?
So I do have my commercial certificate, and I hold several single pilot jet type ratings, rotorcraft. Sometimes I'd fly 9 different aircraft in a month. I just got signed off to solo the Yak 52 3 weekends ago. I'm doing aerobatic competition training right now. I've been working in a Kristen Eagle, super decathlon. So, you know, that's just some of the things that I'm personally working on right now that, you know, I had set aside for many years. So I said to myself, okay, what can I do to not only sharpen my knowledge and skills, but make me a better and safer pilot? So when I do go and speak to people, I know what the heck I'm talking about. And, you know, it's one thing to, you know, talk the talk, you know, it's pulling up your bootstraps and actually doing the work. And that's what's really important. It's just not about the online skills. It's also, you know, getting out there and making it happen.
JT is asking, how do you apply for your scholarship?
So right now, you can go to iHartFlying.org. That's IHART flying.org. And you can go under the current scholarship opportunities. And there is a link there for the application process. We are 2 weeks in, and we have 2 more weeks left to apply for either of the scholarships.
Great. So I'm going to open it up to more questions here. So Anne is asking, what is the first thing you will say to your young self about flying?
It's really interesting because I would say when I was younger, I was a lot more fearless than what I am now. I would say that am always safety first. Now, as much as I want to have fun and, I'm always, whether I'm smiling or doing videos or whatever, during the flights, you got to fly that airplane. And, I have been in several emergency situations and, and what it has always boiled down to is fly that airplane. Same thing with, what Bob Hoover would always say, and, some of my mentors. And I would definitely say slow down because, when I really started getting serious about aviation, I did 4 ratings in 7 months. And like I said, sometimes I would fly 9 different aircraft in a month. And, and just even like the build up to, getting signed off in the YAC, I had wanted it for so long because I would fly backseat for years. And then when you finally do it, it's sort of like, like a postpartum depression, like you get it. And then you're like, okay, now what? That it's over. So I would just say slow down. Enjoy the process. It's really about the journey, not the destination. And I really need to even still take my own advice because I always feel like like what's next instead of, okay, what time is it? It's present time. You got to really have a lot of gratitude in the moment because you'll never have that moment again.
Tell us about your airplane.
I'm sorry?
Tell us about your airplane.
Oh, okay. So it is like you had mentioned earlier, a 2007 Columbia 400. And it's just really fun. And I just, with the pink and the hearts, and it's just, it's really just about fun and getting people excited. Like when you see it and you want to just like wave and smile. And whether it's an adult or kids or whoever, it just always puts a smile on somebody's face. Or, when I see little kids come up and, they're like, oh, wow, girls can do that or whatever it is. It's just really cool because it's a happy plane. And whether it's, doing discovery flights or taking it to outreach events or something like that, it's just what it represents is just so much love, happiness, and passion and wanting to share that with others.
How large is the scholarship pool of applicants that you get on an annual basis?
So typically every time we do a scholarship opportunity, and we usually do at least a dual scholarship opportunity and partner with either an organization or individual, or we have silent donors sometimes, typically we'll receive between 250 to 350 applications within a 4-week process. And again, like each time I do this, it just shows again, like to me, wow, okay, there's a huge need and demand, and there's a lot of people out there that need help. So, that's why we're trying to increase the amount that we do each time. The last time I think I gave 5 away at one time, or, I do like an urgent donation challenge. I always try to, change things up each time because we get so many amazing applicants that it's just so difficult to be able to narrow it down to either 1 or 2.
Where do you see yourself for the next 5 years as far as flying and aviation goes?
That's a really good question. That's one of my essay questions on my scholarship application. Well, I made a decision that within the first year of doing iHart flying, it was just really interesting to see because apparently we accomplished in 1 year what it takes most nonprofits 3. And we were growing at such a rapid rate that I would have had to have hired, an entire staff. And I was literally killing myself and crumbling health-wise while I was trying to help other people. And it was to the point where, my health, completely deteriorated, and I had to take at least 6 months off of everything. And it just really made me just stop and say, hey, okay, Rachelle, like, what do you want to do? What is your bigger picture here? And I said to myself, you know what, instead of like trying to compete with women in aviation or these larger organizations, I said, you know what, even if I were to be able to help 1 person a year, that's still helping somebody. And that still means a lot because you're in a position where you are helping change somebody's lives and you're touching people, maybe even on a daily basis by something you did or you said, because, you never know what somebody's going through. And I would say, I said to myself, you know what, let's keep it simple, sweetie. Just, I want to keep it simple. I have a couple people that, help me on a daily basis with, the day-to-day stuff. We have different board members, our donors, our partners, which is great. But, by doing that, it just alleviates all of the nonsense to be able to be realistic and keep it going. And so I know I'm just going to keep it going as it is right now, and be able to offer 2 main scholarship opportunities at least twice a year surrounding 2 big aviation events. And whether we can offer 2 scholarships at once, 10 scholarships at once, I mean, that would really be the goal, is to do at least 20 scholarships a year moving forward.
Mark is asking, is your scholarship only for women?
This current dual scholarship opportunity is only for women. However, we have in the past partnered with other organizations that have offered scholarship opportunities to both men and women. So yes, in the future, that is a possibility. And as far as like the scholarship or financial side of it, but when we do either keynote speaking events, outreach events, those are geared towards, all ages and, both sexes.
Great. All right. And Leslie's asking, what are some of your favorite social media accounts to follow, see what's going on with you?
Okay, so that's a really good question as one of my things. So you can follow iHart Flying, that's IHART Flying, and I am Rachelle on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and you'll be able to get all of our scholarship updates, any daily motivation or posts that you feel they need to see. And also please feel free to share this opportunity with anybody that you feel that could use the extra motivation or financial assistance right now. And some of my favorite accounts are some of our partners, whether it's King's School. I mean, they've been just amazing. Bose Aviation has been one of our longest supporters. Jessica Ambats is just phenomenal with her work and her talent. So those would be a few. And also Lindsay Costabile. So she's just amazing with the different things that she's done. And she's been such a great help to iHeart Flying and many other organizations.
Cool, wonderful. If there are any other questions in the group, you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, anybody else here? We have several women in the group. Anna, did you want to ask a question? I can unmute you there. There you go. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Rachelle. So I work with the Women in Aviation and the Women of Aviation International, both different things. Have you ever joined them to make something a little bigger?
I'm members of the organizations as well, and friends with many of the lovely ladies. And actually, I think I'm a member of every organization possible, but and everybody's fantastic. We have talked about doing different opportunities. However, like Women in Aviation specifically, and also Women in Corporate Aviation, they're both more geared towards, like, say for instance, like I had like $5,000 personally, and I wanted to give them $5,000. They would just put it in their pool of scholarship money and offer a scholarship under their name, for instance.
Yeah, so, but you have another association kind of the same way. Is the Institute of Women of Aviation. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
It's based in, the original one was done in Canada.
Okay.
Run by a commercial pilot. The only thing she does is work with women.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the main difference in there is that they have access to places that usually don't have with the other associations. So the main idea is to see why not talk to them, because it's a little bit different than the Y setting. And to give you an idea, they have a guy, a partner with a gentleman who is a mechanic and teach these ladies in Africa how to build planes, because women stay in. Men usually move around. Information.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I'm always open to, meeting and talking to other people and organizations that obviously have similar interests and goals. And no, I appreciate that very much. That's something definitely to look into.
I allowed everybody, you can unmute yourself here if you want to ask a question, Leslie, or Anna says she will email you. Great.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Anna.
A question? Oh, go ahead, Catherine.
Hello. Sorry, I was not gonna ask a question, but just say that I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you so
And
much.
I follow you on Instagram, and I was planning on applying for your scholarship too. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
2 weeks left. 2 weeks left.
yes.
Well, thank you so much, and best of luck to you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to talking to you again soon in the future. Then.
Where are you at with your flight training?
Currently, doing my private pilot. I just passed the knowledge test, but now I'm doing the IFR class to kind of pass the time while we're in quarantine and stuff. I am a flight attendant.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then I live in Hollister. I go to a flight school here locally in Salinas, California.
Oh, cool. So you're not too far from me.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. It was nice to virtually meet you.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Hi, hey, Rachelle. It's Leslie here.
Hi, Leslie.
Hey, I just want to say thanks again for all that you do to promote women in aviation and the scholarships and everything. So is there something, as I'm trying to help some of our student pilots here in Maui apply for this year, and they're looking to me for some advice, being a finalist from the scholarship last year, what are some things that you've seen in recent years that have stood out on those applications?
So, I try to change the applications up a little bit each time. Just, a lot of people will try to copy and paste. And that's what I always just try to warn against, because you can see it. Some people just, are just trying to blaze through it. Oh, another application, whatever, and not really putting the time, energy, or effort into actually making it look like, you really want this. And as even with the essay questions, for instance, I just have a lot of people that will try to keep reapplying, and you'll see that they'll literally copy their same things from, application to application. And it's like, okay, well, the question's a little bit different than before or whatever. And, not much thought process goes into it. And it's just, it's just really, you can see the difference of somebody who really wants it, that is, taking the time to say, hey, look, you know what, this is what sets me apart from other people. And, we're looking for people who have that love and passion and follow through. It's not about, okay, yeah, I just want some free money, thank you very much, and I'm just going to go blow it, and I want to just, go have a blast. This is, a serious business, and where, we have to follow all the legalities of a nonprofit. And, a lot of people don't understand that, it's not me looking through 350 applications. There's 10 people. And, even in the beginning, everybody's name, everybody's information is completely redacted. So nobody's information is even revealed until we get, say, like to the top 20, to where you start really, weeding people out. But, and then also what a lot of people, and it's such a shame too, because, with adding the letters of recommendation in there, a lot of people were not confirming that their 2 letters were uploaded to the Award Spring website by whoever they were asking to write these letters. Or I would have people emailing them instead. And so those are just some things that, I would always confirm, because that's the only way we can see that somebody's application is complete on the website, is if their letters are actually uploaded. But, again, I'll just go back, and it's just really about, do you really want this? Are you serious about succeeding? Where are you at on your journey? And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's not about being perfect. Or I have a lot of people will say, okay, well, you know what? I was held back because I didn't have the money. Well, I came from nothing. I've been working since I've been 12. And, if you want something, you create it and you make it happen. You don't blame other things or other reasons. I've had some people that shared stories with me that were so touching, that they were literally a teenager and homeless and had nothing, and never blamed anybody or anything or why they were there. They said, you know what, I understood that's where I was, but you know what, I wanted it so bad that I did anything and everything I could to make it happen. And that shows me, wow, okay, this person really wanted it, and they had the passion to, you know, move forward and create an amazing future for themselves from nothing. So, you know, there's a lot of people that set the, you know, bar pretty high on the application. So it's just, you know, some things like that, that, you know, just, you know, be honest, be authentic, be vulnerable to the process and say, hey, you know what, this is really where I'm at, but this is where I really want to be. And this is why I need this, because this will help me get to here. And then when I do get to here, I want to be able to share that with other people. You know, I want to be able to help other people succeed in aviation. And that's really what it is. It's about passing the torch and not just saying, okay, you know what, I lost, so I'm just going to unfollow you because I didn't win. And I am going to be mad at everybody else because I didn't win. And I see that a lot. And instead of saying, hey, you know what, I understand this is a competition, and I want to be happy for somebody that won this. And, you know, what could I do better next time? Like, for instance, you know, Leslie, and I'm sorry I didn't respond to your email, and I should have, but do you know, you were one of the only people that sent me a thank you email, even though you didn't win. I have a lot of people that will get pretty nasty. I mean, I can't even tell you when I was partners with EAA, for instance, they would get, with our scholarships, emails from recipients that didn't win, telling them to go screw them, F themselves, to EAA. So it gets pretty bad to where it's like, wow, I thought we were all in this together. But no, I do want to thank you for sending that, because that just showed me, you know, your character, and that you're like, wow, okay, you know, and like I said, your gratitude for the opportunity, that means a lot to me. You know, just, you know, how much you, like, how well you approach the situation, and you're still doing really well. So good for you.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, we're all in this together. I mean, yeah, we support each other. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I hope I answered your question as far as.
No, that's great. That's kind of the lines that I'm trying to help. We've got 5 or 6 here, just here in Maui, that are wanting to apply. So just trying to, and that's what I tell them is, find something that sets you apart, and how are you going to pay, how are you paying it forward to your community now? How are you going to do it later? And how is this scholarship just going to propel you to that next level?
So over where you guys are at now, have they restricted any of your flying, or are you guys all open and able to do your work still?
No, it's pretty much, Dan and Lawrence, you can attest to this, because we're just a few miles down the road from each other. But you know, our school in particular, it's been, you know, flight schools as an essential business. We've really left it up to the instructors and the students themselves and their comfort levels. If they do decide they're going to do dual instruction, then we take a lot of precautions, you know, masks, sterilizing the aircraft before and after flights, washing hands. Anytime we're in the hangar, keeping the social distancing. So I think we're one of the lucky ones, but definitely slowed down a lot.
Okay, no, yeah, because like in California, they had stopped everything, and I just had one of my last recipients. She literally uprooted and moved to Arizona just to finish her flight training. So it's been interesting. So I was curious on how they were treating you guys over there.
The hard thing here specifically is we have such a high unemployment right now, because everybody works in the tourist industry, just about. So a lot of us have gone without paychecks for 2.5 months now. And that's really hard. So we have a lot of students that have said, I'm not quitting, but I've got to put it on pause for a little bit.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Well, yeah. I hope you guys are staying well and safe, and, you know, good luck on your journeys. And I appreciate the invite to be here. And
well, thank you so much. You're a true aviation ambassador and inspiration for so many. So we really appreciate your time coming on here. And we have students literally from all over the world. There's some from Panama here. And
oh, wow. That's cool.
And so we've been, and you're welcome back anytime. And so a big aloha from me and Leslie to you. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys.